All right, what's up, everyone? Hey, I'm Wes Tankersley, and this is the beginning of kind of the old new podcast. We changed the name to Shaping Success with Wes Tankersley. I just kind of want to point out a couple things over here. I do have my Giants gear on today. I always have my Giants stuff in here, but Hunter Pence got re-signed by the Giants yesterday, so I'm pretty pumped about that. This is his awesome bobblehead right here. As
Nice.
you can see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's on a scooter, man. That's how I used to drive to the park. So
That's awesome.
I'm really trying pretty hard. I've asked him to be on the podcast, so I'm going to push that today because I think it's pretty exciting that he's back with the Giants. And if you watch kind of some of my last videos, you'll hear kind of why I like him, because he knows how to work hard, and that's really what it's about. So with the name change on the podcast, one of the things that happened is I'm changing it to Shaping Success with Wes Tankersley. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in future episodes, but I have actually been sponsored by a company called Aggressive, and they're going to start producing all my stuff. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to start getting more and more refined because that is what it's all about. That's what we're trying to do. So we've got a couple live feeds going on here. This is my guest today, Heath Van Patten. He's from NextHome Treasure Valley. He's a realtor, and are you a broker too?
No, I'm the owner.
You're the owner. Just the owner. Okay, you're not the broker.
Yeah, no broker. Yeah.
All right. So he's the owner. When I took some real estate classes, and then I kind of went the other way, I met Heath. He also is a friend of one of the people that I work with, Mike. And so that's kind of how I ran into him. I really liked what he had to offer as a realtor. And if I was going to go into that like I thought I was, I would definitely be there. That was my first and only choice, really.
Awesome.
So
thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
it's
it.
You got a good product and you take care of your people. So I really like that.
Thank you.
Yep. So here's today we're going to talk with Heath kind of about what he does, where he's from, and all that stuff, because it really is about trying to get people some success, and that's what Shaping Success is all about, is finding what each person defines their success as and how they want to create that. So so with that being said, here's Heath. And Heath, well, let's go ahead and start with you telling us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you came from, and all that stuff.
Perfect. Thanks, Wes. I appreciate you calling me late last night to come on board. So
I'm glad you could do it.
I'm honored. Thank you. Man, where do I start? I was born in Texas, so I kind of have the Texas roots in me here.
Nice.
I only lived there a couple of years, so my dad was in the health and fitness industry, so he went out there to open up some gyms, gyms like, Axiom Fitness here locally, or, LA Fitness and 24-Hour Fitness and stuff like that. So he was the vice president of that, and so anyway, he opened up some gyms out in Texas, decided to have a boy. Second boy, I have my brother Barry, who's actually a realtor out in Arizona.
Okay.
But so anyway, moved back to Arizona, grew up there all my life, and then moved here in 2012. So that's the really quick story about it, but we can definitely dive in deeper for sure.
Yeah. So how did that go for you? Did you play, so you moved here in 2012. Where did you go to high school and stuff like that? Where did you grow up?
Yeah, so I grew up in Arizona.
Yeah,
that's right. So, for 2-3 decades I was out there in Arizona, and just grew up in Horizon High School is where I went to high school.
Okay.
And just got connected there. I was in the health and fitness industry when I first started working and stuff, as well as the golf industry a little bit.
Oh, nice.
So it's a good place to be out there, and when you're golfing out in Arizona.
Yeah, I've actually played Copper Canyon one time.
Oh yeah, lots of great courses.
Buckeye or something.
Yeah,
but it was funny because the guy I went with, he's like, there's cactus everywhere and there's rocks on the side of everything. There's no dirt really, and he's like, I'm like, you got a good rock club? He's like, every club's a rock club.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Like,
no, it's definitely target golf out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of grew up there. My parents got divorced when I was 10, and my brother and I were really close, but we got even closer at that point. Just kind of grew up there, and then went to high school and then college. Jumped into Scottsdale Community College out there for a couple of years, and then I was going to ASU, Arizona State for a bit, and then I finished up with my business degree through NAU, Northern Arizona University, and did that for about 5-6 years, I guess it was total. I was working the whole time, so yeah.
So you were in the golf industry, you said. Was that like, were you actually a golfer too, or?
I didn't, no, I wasn't a golfer like on the sports teams and stuff. Just loved it.
Yeah.
So just loved it, just going out and playing. We have a thing here actually I should tell you about, but it's just, just love going out there and playing. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's how I am. I mean, you can see my clubs over there, but they're a little mad at me. They don't like to work the way that I want them to.
Yeah,
work.
of course. Yeah, it's always the club's
it's
fault.
their fault, right?
Always.
So, yeah, but that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of awesome. That's that story of where you're at. So did you do any activities in high school? You play any sports or anything like that?
I did, yeah. I played soccer. Yeah, soccer.
Okay.
I tried out for baseball, but didn't make it, unfortunately, in the last cuts, but decided to play soccer.
Okay.
And, so we did that senior year, actually.
That's like a way different. One you're kind of hanging out, the other one you're running. I never got into soccer because I just hated running. Well, and when I played soccer, I was the goalie. So
yeah, well, I did too. I played goalie. Growing up, I played in the field, and then in high school, I decided to jump into the goalie.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a last minute decision, and sitting in the library at my high school, and we're like, hey, soccer tryouts are at 3:00 today, and I'm like, let's go play, let's go try out. So
and that was your senior year, you said?
Yeah, my senior year. Yeah. And then my brother and I, we jumped on a men's league after that, out in Scottsdale, and I played goalie and all that for a number of years before we stopped. So
have you like played any of that around here? Like there's an indoor soccer somewhere around here.
Yeah, I just started playing indoor recently, just to kind of get back into it.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, so we have a game today actually. So
oh dang.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, well, you're a busy guy. You got a soccer game. I think I saw you have an open house coming up too.
I do.
All kinds of stuff.
Open
going
house. Yeah, my daughter's soccer games today too.
Oh
so
dang.
Busy times.
Yeah, that's my wife is taking my daughter to swimming lessons. I got to do a little work as well today. So, but trying to get this out of the way and not out of the way because this is what I like to do. But you got to pay the bill somehow. So
sure,
that's how we do it. So speaking of that, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
All right, so I am the owner of a real estate brokerage here located in downtown Meridian. It's called NextHome Treasure Valley. As you can see, I'm branded up as always.
He's missing the orange though. Normally he has orange on, so I was kind of surprised.
I don't want to clash with the Giants. I'm a Cubs fan, so But so I'm the owner. We've been in business for 4 years, a little over 4 years now, and started in Meridian. And we are just having some fun. So we have about a handful, 30 agents or so, 35 agents here locally. We also have another office up in Coeur d'Alene, in downtown Coeur d'Alene, that has just got started, about 6 agents, and not looking to be really big office necessarily, just really quality, focusing, just really focus on the area. So we have a lot of cool things within our brokerage that kind of allows us to make some good things happen for our clients as well as our agents.
Who's running so do you run both of them and Coeur d'Alene as well?
Yeah, so I'm the owner of each. The one up north is, kind of, in real estate these days, it's all virtual, right? Everything's on our phones,
Yep.
So we could be, the cool thing is I could be in Arizona or Hawaii or wherever and pretty much do business, depending, obviously not show homes, but so anyway, the nice thing about that is everything's virtual. We can do everything electronically, and there's not necessarily need for me to be up there. I do have a real estate a broker that is up there as well, and we have a number of agents as well that are up there to kind of help and do stuff. So it's just again, a real small team up there, and just making things happen.
So you don't have to head up there a whole lot, but
I don't go up there in the winter, but I go up there often in the summer.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. Can't blame you for going to the summer.
Yeah, lake and golf. That's pretty much my two passions there.
Have you golfed on that course there?
No, not yet. No, but I plan on going there this summer, definitely.
My buddy did that, and I just was so jealous. And they basically, if you guys don't know, Coeur d'Alene has this floating green. What's that course called? Do you know what it's called? I can't remember.
I believe it's just Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Course.
Well, they have a floating green, and like they can move it in and out with the wind and stuff like that. And then you hit your shot out of the tee box, and they put you in a boat, and you go over and you boat to the green. So it's pretty sweet. If you haven't seen that before, check it out.
I have an idea for you. We go up there this summer. We'll do the podcast again, and we'll do it right outside the floating green with the backdrop.
That would be
How's that
awesome.
sound? All right,
that would be awesome.
Done.
That's sweet.
Who wants to join us?
Let's go. We need a foursome. I'm pretty sure we can find a couple people.
I'm sure.
Well, and so with that being said, so you have you have you're the owner of this. You have a brokerage in there, and then what I really liked about your presentation when you came and talked to us was the fact that it's about building great agents within your company and being able to make it shaped towards whatever their needs are, how they're going to be a realtor. Like with me, when I was thinking about doing it, I had a full-time job, and that brings me my income, and so it was going to kind of be a partial thing. So you were able to create this plan for me of how we could structure the commission. So can you talk a little bit about how that works with your agents and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I this world is fast moving. It's sense of urgency and all that stuff, and it's just like, all right, this is how we're doing it. I kind of like taking a step back a little bit and just being a little bit more focused on the individual, the human aspect of it, instead of the cookie cutter approach, you know. So we sit down and kind of figure out what your needs and wants are, and your budgets and life and what's going on with your family and all that kind of stuff. And then from there, we'll just create a game plan for you, you know, both financially as well as operationally and with the business, you know, business plan and so on. So that's kind of how we have it set up. And I feel it's working. Like I said, I'm not looking to be, you know, some of these brokerages that have hundreds, if not thousands, of agents in it. Don't need that. So just focusing on the human aspect and, you know, kind of building from there.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of neat too. We talked about how a lot of times as an agent, you have life. Life happens, and how your team is willing to work with that. Like if someone was out of town and they needed a house showed or something like that, you were willing to. Sometimes even you'll go and show it for them, or someone else. They take turns showing or helping each other out, and I think that's pretty cool. So with that, what else? One of the things that I notice a lot on social media, because this show is really kind of about social media marketing and shaping the success of what it is for you, you know, whatever that may be. And I've talked a lot about mine. You know, for me, I think I've said this to you before, but I aspire to be a motivational speaker, but with that, what it is I've gone through a couple different careers and bounced around, and I finally found something that I like. But it's finding that thing that makes you happy and that you think is successful. And one of the things that I really like, that I see you on social media a lot, but a lot of times you're out promoting Meridian, you're promoting places and businesses and things like that, which I think is really cool. You know, I every time I get on there, I popped up and I saw this morning you took your daughter out and it was Epi's, is that what it's called?
Epi's, yes.
Yeah. Is at a Basque restaurant, and just kind of taking that picture out and kind of finding that and making sure that people know. I mean, I don't know if that was the plan, but you know, you're promoting that business as well as the community. So how do you look at that kind of thing, and is that really what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's memories, obviously, with my daughter, first and foremost. It was the first time I've ever been to Epi's. I've heard about it from many other individuals for a number of years, and finally went there, and I just want to get a picture of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's always about giving back to others, you know, however we can help each other, and that's kind of where my heart is.
Right.
So I just want to be able to give back and support others and whatever it is. So whether it's something like, you know, with you or Epi's or another organization or whatever, I just want to be able to give back and help out people. And the reality is, the more we're all successful, then we all help, you know, all benefit. So that's kind of the goal, is just to kind of give back to others and, you know, just serve people. Yeah. Right? So that's kind of my main thing, is just serving people in whatever way that is. And, you know, sometimes it's a podcast, sometimes it's just taking a picture, sometimes it's doing other things.
Right. So, which is, that's really like where my heart is at. And that's what
awesome.
I like about it, is the fact that it's not about me. Like, this podcast is not about me making money. That's obviously going to be a byproduct of what that is, but it's about people being successful and getting what they want, what they feel is successful. Because, you know, I've said it a lot of times, but success isn't making a lot of money. Success is being happy. And whatever that is, finding out what makes you happy. And for me, like you just said, it's helping other people to be successful. And so, you know, I really appreciate the fact that you were willing to, like, at really short notice, because I know that, you know, life is going on, and I reach out to people all the time and say, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And a lot of times they can't, because they either don't want to, or they just don't have time. And so I mean, it was awesome. I kind of had a last minute, like, I'm either going to do it by myself tomorrow, or I'm going to need to find someone. And I just, I thought of you, and I'm like, hey, this would be great. And it was kind of funny because you were at the BCA the other night with Mike.
Yes.
And so,
Thursday night, at the BCA. Yeah.
And so Denise posted that, and I was like, oh yeah, that was one of the people that I want to have on there. So,
perfect.
And that's really what it is. It's like finding those people who have that drive to make people successful and not being just a number.
Absolutely.
And that's what drew me to you, out of all the people that I talked to, because when you go and you take real estate classes, they have all these speakers all the time, and they come in and they're like trying to sell their product to you, and you got to choose, what's the best product. And I had a different idea when I first started, but then it just was one of those deals. So if you are looking for that, you can have a custom tailored product if you want it, so I really like that. So we talked a little bit about kind of how you market and things like that. I know that when I came in there and met with you the one time, your company has a lot of products that they help market with. What do you, I feel like you're more of like a digital marketer for the company. I mean, do you hand out paper stuff a lot, or is it more like, hey, here, everything can be done from your phone, like you said? Is that kind of how you do it?
Yeah, great question. So our company's set up in many ways. So foundationally, it's set up for anybody that wants to go out and do business however they want to. So if somebody really wants to focus on flyers and things like that for like an open house, or if you want to do it more digitally like I did last night, you can do either one. So we have many tools within our company that allows the agent to figure out what their game plan is for their business and what works best for them.
Yeah.
Because everyone's different. Like some people go out and knock doors all the time and make phone calls all the time, right? Where other people really don't want to do that. So we kind of set up that game plan based off of kind of what is best for the individual, for the agent,
right?
Opposed to just like, hey, this is how you do it. It's the only way to do it. Like, it's my way or the highway.
Right.
I don't believe in that. So anyway, our company's set up with many different tools that allows the agent to build their business as they desire and be supported with those things.
Yeah, which I think is great, because one of the things that I talk about, and kind of this all stemmed from me starting to have to market myself and brand myself as an individual, because really people buy from the individual, not the company. I mean, obviously you're NextHome, I'm Blind Appeal, that's where I work, but they buy from people they trust, and however you can create that trust is really what it's about. And for me, and with this marketing thing, my whole deal was that I can reach a lot more people this way, and that's what I like about it. I mean, I still go out and we still hand out flyers, we still do that, but I'm hitting 5 or 6 different social media markets, because that's really where it's at for me. That's where my bread and butter kind of is right now. And so I like to talk. I'm not afraid to be on a video, but we have individuals that that's not their shtick, and that's what's kind of nice about it, is you give them the opportunity to market themselves in however way they need to, by supplying with what they need to make that happen and be successful. So, that's awesome. I think that's a great way to make things happen. So,
yeah, I'm not surprised when you say earlier that not too many people want to jump on your podcast, just being in front of the camera and stuff. There's not a lot of people that like that,
Yeah.
And I wasn't like that a long time ago either, but it's one of those things like, you have to force yourself and challenge yourself to do it, get outside your comfort zone and do it. So back in 2016, I made a goal of myself in 2017 that I was going to do things like that. So like this, podcasts or video, Facebook Lives or whatever.
Right.
And in 2017, I made a huge leap, So it's one of those things that you just have to challenge yourself. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, whatever industry, find something to kind of get outside your comfort zone and allow you to kind of grow.
Right, and that's really, I mean, that doesn't change for whatever you did, like you just said. I mean, if you're in real estate, if you're selling whatever product you're selling, the one thing that I can't stress enough is that people buy from you. And so the nice thing about doing a live video and doing a podcast or whatever like that is that it's authentic and that people know exactly who you are. So you have another avenue of getting in the door because they've seen a video with you or they've got their eye caught by that. And so that's kind of what this whole thing's about, is making sure that everyone gets a chance to get themselves out there however they want. I don't know if you listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, but he's kind of the guy that's really this whole thing with me.
Oh, good.
And, he's 50 pieces of content a day, and I try to pump out that many. I don't think I get that many.
50?
50.
Oh, wow.
Well, so the thing is if you look at it, okay, we say 50, but really 50 on 5 or 6 different platforms, it's 5, I can make one post and put it on 5 different platforms, and that's 5 pieces.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. And so I don't know, I know I see you on Facebook and I know I see you on Instagram, but I'm posting on LinkedIn, I'm posting on Twitter, I'm posting on, I have Snapchat, I don't do it so much, and then there's this new app called TikTok, which lets you, I don't know if you've seen that yet.
I've heard about TikTok. Yeah, I'm not on it, TikTok.
Yeah, well, I should
be.
It's getting interesting, because when you first hear about it, you hear about all these people, and it's just little kids that are on there, and now, like any other social media, it's expanding. So, like with Facebook, when it first started, it was all the young kids, because they're migrating over from MySpace, and then Facebook started to turn into this from 20-something to 70 now, because everyone's on there and the age group changes. Well, that's what's going on with TikTok. There was a bunch of little kids on there, and like 13 was the age group, 13 to 19, and now like every time I get on there, these videos start turning into like there's older people on there, and there's businesses on there, and it's just the nice thing about it is it's really organic, and you can get that reach that you're trying to get for free right now, and later on they're going to start charging you. So I don't know. I don't know how much ads and stuff you run on. Like, do you ever do paid ads on Facebook? Or
I do on occasion.
Yeah,
certain scenarios. Facebook's really crowded, just like many of the other ones these days. It's very noisy. So you have to pick and choose, in my opinion. It just depends on what your mission is, I guess.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I was. Like when I first started, I was doing some paid ads, and they just didn't seem to get me as much business as what I'm doing now, which doesn't cost me anything. So it's, I mean, obviously it cost me a few things, but not much. I mean, I've had some of this stuff, and I just, it's more like ordering plugs and things like that. It's kind of crazy. My wife's this morning, we were looking for another plug-in, and it's like, you have so many. What do you need all this for?
Nice.
Well, I'm just trying to figure it out.
That's perfect.
So, but yeah, I mean that's kind of where we're at today. I appreciate you coming on such short notice. I'm glad that we could talk a little bit about what you do, and what one of the things that I want to ask, and I'm going to start asking this on every podcast, is what is your success? What is your definition of success?
Yeah, great question. We always think financially and things like that, which obviously is important. You got to be able to pay the bills and do whatever and give back to others and such. But I think the biggest thing for me is giving opportunities for other people, such as my brokerage. Look at that for now. Like when I started this back in the middle of 2016, technically it was just me. Right? It was just me in a small little office, and it was lonely and so on. So I just decided I wanted to find one more person, and then eventually there was 6, and then there was 12, and that just kind of grew, right? So now there's opportunities that are presenting itself with, we have the transaction coordinator and marketing coordinator, and the broker and other agents are on board, and all those agents are doing stuff, and then there's opportunities that are going to be happening here pretty soon with some really cool projects coming up. So it all started from a thought, right? From action for myself to make things happen, and then obviously giving back to others and serving, and going from there. So to me, the definition of success is giving opportunities for people and then serving people, whatever that looks like. So I can probably talk for a while on that, but that's the gist of what I'm talking about. And it's been a fun ride so far. It's been very challenging with what we have going on, but especially in this real estate market. It's so hot out here in Boise area. Yeah. But so it's all about just giving opportunities for people and serving people, and of course you have to get out there and make the sales and do that. But I love giving back.
Well, I appreciate that. I think that's great. That's a great mentality to have good employees and good people working for you, and people wanting to be with you because you're wanting to share that success. You're not trying to take everything, and you're trying to help and be a great team leader that way. So
thank you.
That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it was great having you on here.
We're
gonna kill the feed here, but tune in next week. I'll get this posted up on all the podcast spots. We got live feeds here. I'll split the video up and we'll post it everywhere too. One of the things when you come on the podcast, if you have a way of projecting yourself, Heath has his live feed going. I got my live feed going. You can't see it, but I'm pointing at him, and we're recording the podcast. So you guys have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you later.
Thanks, Wes.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.